What's up everybody, AnimeX here, and in this video I'll be adding another part to the What If Naruto the Tento series. Now, because of a donation from someone in the premiere of yesterday, there was not a like goal on yesterday's. Even though I said there was a like goal, you guys didn't actually have to hit the like goal of 3.5k likes, and you guys won't have to hit this like goal that I would have set here, which would have been 4k, but I'll just save that for next part, I guess. But you guys will be getting a part 5 without light goals, and as usual, I'll be recapping the last part of the what if and jumping into the new material. So without further ado, let's get started. Now before I get into the recap, I just would like to say this. I got a new intro, right? And my boy Samurai AMV's made it for me. So shout out to him, and I'll leave a link to his channel down below. Please go click on that and subscribe to him, because he got his channel deleted, right? And that's kind of whack, right? That's not the Bauer that I know and love, right? So let's get his cloud back up, right? But really, thank you for making this for me, Samurai AMV's, and play the intro. Now, in the last part of this what if, we saw Naruto deal with the aftermath of his first real mission in the Land of Waves. And when on the way back, Naruto was attacked by Hidan and Kakazu, both hoping to actually gauge Naruto's abilities rather than capture the Tento Jinchuriki himself. After this fight and escaping relatively okay, Naruto and Team 7 entered the Chunin exams, where Naruto met someone that he hadn't seen in a while and someone that had previously tried to kill him, who was Sai, who was part of the Danzo's Anbu Black Ops. And the final part we left off on was Naruto facing off with Orochimaru, who still looks like an average Genin, which is why Yamato and Sai aren't attacking. Yamato and Sai are all trying to attack him for different reasons, so that's where we'll get into the what if. Now, like I said, Naruto is now squaring off with Orochimaru, who wants his Rinnegan and possibly his body, Yamato, who is only there to suppress Naruto's Jubi chakra, and Sai, who has been ordered by Danzo to continuously attempt to kill Naruto. That's Sai's only and main objective, to kill Naruto, that's it. Now, Naruto focuses chakra into his legs, and as he needs to try to blitz one of them, so he decides to leap at Yamato, reaching out for him, trying to take out the potential threat early. Unfortunately for Naruto, Yamato is within his element, meaning that he's basically surrounded by a bunch of trees, and as a wood style user, this is invaluable. So Yamato uses the surrounding trees to grab and restrain Naruto. While Naruto is restrained, Orochimaru attacks Naruto, attempting to steal the Rinnegan from his face. Naruto reacts by breaking out of the wood style and using Shinra Tensei, shoving Orochimaru away in the process. Naruto then flips backwards and lands on a tree, only to be ensnared and thrown to the ground by Yamato's wood style and manipulating yet another tree. Naruto gets up and decides that he's just going to have to use his axe that he made out of a true seeking warp for Yamato, and when the trees start attacking, Naruto unlocks his hidden lumberjack and starts chopping them down. Naruto is then bitten by Sai's Art Beast scrolls, and Naruto looks at Sai and pulls Sai to him using Bansho Tenin. Then, Naruto leaps back up into the air, and basically, when Naruto does this, he hits Sai in the jaw, rattling his brain, weakening him for a while. Then, Naruto leaps him back into the air, but is slapped down by Orochimaru. Before Naruto hits the ground though, he levitates, stopping himself, and Naruto starts getting riled up since he's being pushed by Yamato, Orochimaru, kind of comboing him, and Sai coming in every once in a while isn't helping the situation. Naruto then lets out a scream, indicating that the Jubi is starting to influence him, but while Naruto does this scream, he tries to control himself, and he decides to charge at Orochimaru. Orochimaru charges at him back, and Naruto grabs his neck and seemingly rips it off, killing Orochimaru. Until Naruto realizes this was a snake substitution, Naruto then extends his senses out to his clone and senses that his teammates are very close to the end of the test. So Naruto decides that a tactical retreat is the smartest thing to do, especially since he is outnumbered. So Naruto calms down, somewhat putting the Jubi back in the backseat once again, and Naruto gets up and flies towards his teammates, completely outspeeding them both, and basically getting to them faster than Orochimaru, Yamato, or Sai can get to them. Naruto arrives with his friends at the center of the arena, and they are able to pass this stage of the exams. Afterwards, everyone else arrives, and during this time, Naruto says that he's going to dip real quick and starts searching for Hinata, seeing if she was able to pass this Forest of Death exam as well. And to his surprise, not only did she pass, but she's almost completely unscathed. Naruto then walks up to her and her team, congratulating her on passing and doing so well, and obviously Hinata reciprocates the same feelings. After this, it's said that everyone that passed will need to be put through preliminaries in order to get rid of the weaker fighters and make it so that the fights in the actual tournament is much more interesting. To Naruto's surprise, Sai made it to this stage as well, but that is only because Danzo alerted the Chunin exams proctors that Sai is there to keep an eye on Naruto, so he doesn't really need to participate in these affairs. He's just going in to attack Naruto at random times. Now, Sai's existence changes things up a little bit since he's there, and it adds another person that will be thrown into the equation. And this could change the fights to a great degree, and I could shuffle them up and I could do all that. But instead of going down that route, I think I'm going to say that Kabuto, knowing that Sai might kill Naruto, or at least attempt to, and since Orochimaru doesn't want him to do that, can't let that happen. So instead of Kabuto basically retreating or retracting himself from the exams or the preliminaries, he decides that he's going to basically square up, right? He's going to have to fight Sai, or at least make sure that Naruto does not get killed by Sai. So that means that the matchups are basically pit up against the same people as usual, the only new fight being Kabuto versus Sai. Now, the main ones that are new fights completely or altered to a difference is Hinata and Neji's, Rock Lee and Gaara's, and Naruto and Kiba's, and the completely new fight, like I said, is Kabuto and Sai. Naruto and Kiba's is just another stomp with Naruto one-shotting Kiba as soon as the match starts. The next one that is altered slightly, but not to a huge degree, is Hinata's and Neji's fight. Now, this is because Naruto and Hinata had trained with each other before the actual beginning of the Chunin exams, and although Hinata does not beat Neji, when she fights Neji, she actually closes a couple of Neji's tenketsu, making Neji even angrier with her. Now, keep in mind that Neji's a prodigy, and in order for Hinata to get off hits on him, that would mean that she had to outspeed him for a moment, that she just couldn't keep up that level of speed for very long. Meaning that if you want to scale Hinata's relative to Neji, I don't know. You can do what you want with that statement. Then the moment comes when Neji goes for the kill against Hinata, attempting to end her life. And before even the Jonin get there, Naruto is there stopping Neji's attack and shocking everyone in the process. He then turns to Hinata and scoops her off of her feet, wondering if she's okay. Hinata asks Naruto if she did good and if he was proud, and Naruto just responds saying that he couldn't be more proud of her, and her will to fight to the end was amazing. Now, Hinata starts coughing up blood, and Naruto realizes that Hinata is in critical condition. And worried about her safety, Naruto summons the King of Hell and gently places Hinata in, bringing her back to full strength. Naruto then turns to Neji, who is looking rather smug and proud of himself, and he says, "For every mark that you inflicted upon Hinata, that's how many times I'll make you understand that hard workers surpass talented people. And I'll also make you understand that I am both." Naruto then picks up Hinata and takes her to the top of the stairs to watch the rest of the fights. The next big fight involves Sai and Kabuto, and this one is very interesting since usually Kabuto would be able to absolutely body this younger version of Sai. But since Kabuto has to remain somewhat in character, somewhat as a spy still, he can't start pulling out all these new jutsu that he's never displayed before. So he decides that he'll have to fight him to a standstill, eliminating both of them at the same time, basically taking them out of the equation. Although Sai has no intentions of basically not attacking Naruto in the late future. And this fight doesn't have anything particularly interesting about it, since all Sai can do is really summon his art beast, but Kabuto outspeeds them and decides to knock out Sai at the same time as he pretends to pass out, causing another draw, similar to how Sakura and Ino's fight went. Now, this next fight doesn't change that much, but it actually alters many things. The very small alteration that I made, or that is a byproduct of the what if, is that this fight is actually, I'll just get into it. This fight is Gaara versus Rock Lee. Now, first things first, I need to establish a few things about Gaara since I haven't really made mentions of him, and I've actually purposefully done this I wanted to save it for this moment. Now, we all know that Naruto has the 10 tails, which is all the tailed beasts being absorbed and merged into one tailed beast being. This means that Gaara does not have Shukaku in this what if. This has many repercussions on the series and just repercussions on the Chunin exams. First of all, Gaara's mom still died when she gave birth to Gaara, still giving Gaara the ultimate defense. But what this does not give Gaara is a crappy childhood. Gaara lived his life as a talented Saiyan ninja who was the son of the 4th Kazekage. He had no tailed beast and was no Jinchuriki, so no one hated him and no assassination attempts were put on him. Gaara has no hatred within his heart, no lust for blood, and no hate for his enemies, and this means that when Rock Lee uses the Hidden Lotus on Gaara, instead of trying to crush his legs from seeing actually Might Guy show up and show companionship, Gaara just passes out from the damage he took, basically having a weaker will to fight than he does in the original. So this means that he decides when the Hidden Lotus is used, Gaara does not retaliate, meaning that Rock Lee is the victor of this fight, meaning that he'll move on to the next stage of the Chunin exams. Now after this, the 1 month training commences, and this is where things get really interesting. During this 1 month, almost everyone that's going to be basically fighting in this month seems to go to their teachers or masters to train with them before the exams. Naruto, however, does not have one, doesn't really be able to train with anyone. The one person he would be able to train with, Kakashi, isn't gonna be able to train him because he's training Sasuke. And Naruto refused to train with someone as weak as Ebisu, since he could possibly harm him if he goes berserk. So Naruto decides that he's going to seclude himself and meditate in order to work on his healing ability, which is vital to him harnessing the Jubi's chakra and becoming even stronger. Naruto, for the entire first day, sits down and meditates, not moving in a muscle, completely still and focusing on absorbing and storing the Jubi strength as his own. Basically having a store of free chakra in order to call upon whenever. Now, during the next day when Naruto begins his meditation yet again, someone approaches him and Naruto, knowing who it is and not liking them, tells them to go away. Then, Sakura steps into the clearing with ramen cups in both hands. She asks if Naruto wants any, and although Naruto wants ramen right now and hasn't eaten any in like a day or 24 hours, he knows that accepting them is like accepting her apology and accepting her like forgiveness or friendship thing. So he takes the ramen, smiling, and chucks it as far as he can, telling her to get lost. Sakura sits down next to him anyway, and asks what she can do to basically make up for her calling Naruto a monster. Naruto, realizing that she won't go away unless he gives her an answer, says that if she wants to make up to him, she can get stronger. Sakura is puzzled by this, and he says, "Look, Sakura, even you should be able to realize how unimportant and useless you are on missions. If you want me to say I forgive you, then for once you need to either save someone on a mission or get stronger. Until then, get out of my sight." Naruto then gets up and decides to go somewhere else since this place has been infested with Sakura's trash personality. Now, after landing in this new area, Naruto's stomach grumbles and Naruto decides that getting ramen is in order. So he leaves the Shadow Clone to meditate while he goes off to get some food. On the way there, Naruto is lost in thought, attempting to figure out if he'll ever reach the level of strength required to subjugate the Jubi. And while Naruto is thinking this, he bumps into an old man with white long hair, red shirt thing, and some weird shoes. And Naruto isn't 100% sure why, but this old man seems to be drooling and salivating as he looks behind Naruto. And Naruto turns around to see what Jiraiya is staring, and he's staring in the direction of the ladies' hot springs. So he's a pervert. Well, guess I gotta get out of here. And Naruto's about to leave, and since Jiraiya clearly knows that this strange looking, scaly, weird kid is Naruto, son of Minato and Kushina, and basically Naruto's been having a very, very difficult life without him, Jiraiya decides that he's going to just basically not keep any type of secrets and just say what he wants to do. And Jiraiya just asks Naruto, "Do you want to learn how to be able to control the Jubi?" Naruto then turns around, walking towards Jiraiya, saying that if you can train him on how to control the Jubi, Naruto is interested in basically whatever he wants him to do. And so Naruto and Jiraiya start their training. First teaching Naruto the summoning jutsu, which Naruto picks up instantly, and uses a smidge of Jubi chakra, which is enough to summon Gamabunta. And Naruto instantly subjugates Gamabunta under his control by completely competing, or basically bodying Gamabunta in the competition to stay on top of his back for an entire day. After that day is over and completed, Naruto starts training with Jiraiya on controlling the Jubi, and Jiraiya is there with the seal at the ready, encouraging Naruto to let the Jubi chakra out, and then trying to harness that chaotic chakra. And for the first week, the first 7 days, Jiraiya has had 7 near-death experiences. All of them came from a rampaging Naruto. But after that first week, Naruto was able to somewhat control himself. Not to the degree of being able to be perfectly calm or anything, but when he's filled with rage, the rage and chaos of the Jubi chakra, Naruto's able to direct that wrath towards his enemies rather than having friendly fire enabled. After this, Jiraiya and Naruto just train with Naruto's finesse and taijutsu, which is rough at best and downright disgusting at worst. "You are lucky you're so fast and strong." Jiraiya says that while he is scrapping with Naruto, as he has had his seal tightened for the purpose of this training, so Naruto can't just rely on speed blitzing everyone. And Naruto realizes that he really has no taijutsu skill whatsoever, like at all. Like compared to people with finesse like Neji, Rock Lee, or Sasuke, Naruto is just a very strong and fast person flailing his arms wildly like he's an idiot. But Jiraiya trains with him, and although he doesn't become any sort of taijutsu specialist in this time, he does gain a skill in taijutsu worthy of an actual sane person and worthy of a genin. Now, after that month is nearly over, Naruto begins preparing himself mentally for the fight, basically being ready to fight his way through every other genin. So with that, Naruto heads over to the exam arena, telling Jiraiya to wish him luck. Here's another one, Naruto thinks. Someone who doesn't see me as a monster, a devil, a curse. I guess I have to make many people proud this tournament. Now, when Naruto arrives to the arena, he sees his friends in the stands and has a few minutes before the match actually starts, so Naruto heads up to the stands to talk to Rock Lee at first, telling him that he'll beat Neji for him, and tells him that his and Sasuke's fight should be a really good one to see, should be really interesting. And then Naruto sees Hinata and heads over there to talk. Hinata wishes Naruto good luck and with his fight, and Naruto says that he'll have to avenge her loss against Neji. Naruto, then getting ready to make some big moves, takes a deep breath and says, "So, Hinata, it's kind of traditional that you wish me good luck, but usually a kiss comes with that." So, Hinata, hearing this, picking up on what Naruto's trying to say, turns bright red and passes out in the chair. So, no kiss. Gotcha. Naruto then kisses Hinata on the cheek and jumps down to the arena to face Neji. And Hinata just sort of melts as this happens. When the fight starts, Neji charges at Naruto, trying to get the drop on a clearly distracted Naruto. Because Naruto is basically listening to the crowd right now. The crowd is just booing him, throwing things at him, basically jeering at him. Like they're just harassing Naruto in every way, shape, or form. Naruto, though, continuously dodging all of Neji's attacks, is thinking about the insults that he's hearing. Monster, devil, the same things he always hears. Every time. He always hears this. But nonetheless, he's thinking about this and basically not even giving Neji the respect of taking it seriously. Naruto then backflips and decides to go on the offensive for some of his friends and just to blow off some steam that he has on his mind right now. He first disappears behind Neji and kicks him in the back. That was for your arrogance. He then appears in front of Neji and kicks him directly into the air, similar to how Rock Lee does. That one is for Rock Lee and all hard workers that you just are disdainful to. Naruto then flies into the air, appearing above Neji, and with both of Naruto's hands clasped, he slams Neji in the stomach so hard that Neji is knocked out upon impact. Naruto then spits out to the side and says that last one was for Hinata. Naruto then drops down to the ground to kind of just see and look at the talented, unconscious Neji and just turns around, saying that Neji should only rep being talented if he's better than a hard worker only once he beats him. Now after this, Naruto walks back up to the stand, and the entire crowd continues yelling and screaming, but not in favor of Naruto, not because he was the underdog in this fight. They're actually upset at that this monster, this Jinchuriki of the Jubi, the most monstrous of creatures, had the audacity to hurt and harm a proud member of the Hyuga clan. And they start booing Naruto and throwing things at him, and basically his friends look at Naruto wondering how he'll be able to respond to this, and Naruto looks up at the crowd with a very interesting expression on his face. It is simultaneously calm, yet super arrogant and prideful at the same time. Hey, are any of you guys that are upset ninja? Are any of you able to give me the position of Hokage? Are any of you actually willing to fight me? If none of those things apply to you, I don't care about you or your inability to see your own retardation. If you aren't going to fight me right now, sit down. Naruto then looks up at the stands, and 99% of the audience sits down, and one person standing. And for the one or two people standing up, Naruto just lets out just a tiny crack of his rage, his fury, the hatred he has within his heart, the bloodlust that he has, and that guy turns literally Jubi Naruto white with fear and sits down. Like he's the same complexion as Jubi Naruto now. Now we got another Jubi person here. Naruto then sits down next to Hinata and says, "So, how'd you like the fight?" As if he didn't just scare the crowd into being absolutely silent. After this, we go through Shikamaru and Temari's fight, and this goes very similar to how it does in the original. Then the next fight up would be Rock Lee versus Sasuke. Now, as soon as this fight comes up, Rock Lee thinks that it would be disrespectful to keep the weight on an opponent like Sasuke, so he hops down there taking off his weights, and instantly Sasuke appears with Kakashi, just like he does in the original, and the fight commences. Let's just say, not many genin besides Naruto are really even able to perceive the speed at which this battle is being performed, because they are both weightless Rock Lee levels in speed, with Sasuke being ever so slightly slower, but the Sharingan makes up for it, amping his speed and reaction abilities, and they're basically perfectly even at this level of speed. Even though they are basically completely matching each other, going blow for blow, what passes through Naruto's head and what he says aloud is Sasuke's gonna lose. Naruto says this to himself, and Hinata picks up on it. He can't keep up with taijutsu at this speed for as long as Rock Lee can. Rock Lee's been conditioned for this for a very long time. This is because Sasuke basically forced himself to attain a level of speed above his level of relative endurance, meaning that while they are the same speed now, it won't be like that for long, and even Sasuke is aware of this, so he knows that the sooner the fight is ended, the sooner that he'll actually be able to win, and the more likely that his chances are of bodying. Now, especially because of the drain of the Sharingan. Sasuke knows that if he continues fighting on this level, he will just get outsped by Rock Lee one point or another. So to get breathing room, Sasuke uses a fireball jutsu with his newfound hand weaving speed and lands on the wall after shooting it, making Rock Lee disappear backwards in retreat. Now, while on this wall, Sasuke charges his chakra into his hand and forms a Chidori, hoping to damage one of Rock Lee's legs, which would give him the advantage in terms of speed. And in response to seeing Sasuke, I should say, charge with the Chidori in hand, Rock Lee opens the first gate, leaping into the air just above Sasuke. Sasuke, though, already thinking ahead, and as he's charging, he stops on a dime and launches himself into the air directly at Lee, Chidori still at the ready. Rock Lee did want to save this till he got further, but knowing that he basically won't be able to dodge and react unless he uses this, Rock Lee opens the third gate and is able to dodge, and with one strong hit to the chest, Sasuke coughs up blood and falls to the ground with an extremely hard thud, almost passing out from that right then and there. Then, trying to finish the fight now, Rock Lee kicks Sasuke in the stomach again, hard enough to where Sasuke can't even get up and passes out. And with that, Rock Lee wins the fight. With Sasuke passed out, feathers start raining from above, and that's when things really go south. And that, everybody, is where I'm going to end part 4 to the What If Naruto Had the Tensei series. If you guys enjoyed the video, consider, subscribing and hitting the bell if you haven't already done so, if you want more Tensei content. And even though there isn't a like goal, consider hitting the like button, because why not? I mean, you guys seem to abuse the like button anyway. And obviously there is no like goal, so part 5, unless something comes up, will be coming out tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, guys, this is AnimeX. Go subscribe to Samurai Envies, signing off.